Hey everybody, it's Mucha from Matrix Global Media, and today what I would like to do is discuss something that is incredibly important to every single business, but more so for the smaller business, the consultant, the self-employed. And the reason I say this is in all my work, the reports I put together, some of the tuition, some of the clients that I work with, I'm always harping on about the importance of an autoresponder email. You've got to have an autoresponder. You've got to have an autoresponder. And as time has gone on, looking back, I don't believe I've sort of even done a small illustration of the significance and the potential of an autoresponder when done correctly. And in recent times, I mean, and I'll harp on it time after time here, is that I've even sort of refused to work with organizations or people that do not embrace the importance and the concept of it. I place that much importance in it. But let me carry on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I've put together one of my infamous diagrams, which I want to show you. And bear with me. I mean, all this stuff, I know it's not sort of Picasso-like, but I just really want to make sure that you visually are able to see and understand the importance of what we're talking about. So, here we go. Let's get going. Over here, I'm going to put that for a product. Here we go with a service, and here we go with information. So in effect, what I'm trying to say is this is what we are looking to sell. The nature of your business, 9 times out of 10, it will come under one of these areas here. Okay, so what tends to happen then is we have different forms of marketing, some advertising, some PR, and all the rest of it. Now, an autoresponder can only truly work in its form if it is done and carried out online. So over here we're going to put the website or your blog or a landing page, which is just a bespoke page. If you're looking to sell just one thing, you've got one page there. There's no navigation potential on that page. You can't click from page to page. It's a page saying, here it is. Are you in or are you out? And when we say in and out, we're not necessarily talking about a sale. Sometimes we're just looking for their email details, and then we can begin. Okay? So, this is the product, service, information we are looking to sell. We have marketed it, and one of the forms of marketing that we've put together is an online shop window. And this is a web form. So we go ahead and we ask for the first name, and we ask for the email, period. Now, there's a lot to be said about how much or how little do you request in the way of initial information. 2 trains of thought. Experience shows that the more you actually ask, so if you're asking for their first name and their surname and even their address and a daytime phone number and so on and so, it cuts down drastically the number of names you get. Conversely, if people go out of their way to put that much information down, they tend to be a little bit more serious about what it is you are selling. The second train of thought, of course, is let's make it easy. Let's make it very easy. Let's just ask for their first name. Let's ask for an email. And then we can begin nurturing that relationship from there. So, next point. Here it is then. This is the website, the web form. And through some Google AdWords, some Facebook advertising, some PR, articles, direct face-to-face, meeting them at a workshop, or however, people become aware of that information, okay? And this is what, these are all people here, okay? So it might be 100, it might be 1,000, it might be 10,000, it might be 50, however many. So all these people now become aware of this information. All right. So then we get to a situation where the information that you've put on there regarding your product, regarding your service, regarding the information that you are looking to sell, some of these people will go ahead and buy from you. Okay? So let's just say, for argument's sake, 1% of the people actually go ahead and make a purchase, then you're left with 99% of the people who showed enough interest in your product in the first place, but yet for a number of reasons they just were not ready to make the purchase. Okay? So you got 1% and you got 99%. So before you even put this web page together, even before you did that and began to tell people to go to this page and register your details, you created a series of emails, and you created 2 lots of emails. You created a series of emails for the 1%, and you created a series of emails for the 99%. Now, depending on what these people do when they go here and when they register their details, because after they've registered their details, they will get a few universal emails from you. Okay? So on the back of this web form here, you've got 1, 2, 3, however many. Now the first one will always be that one that we're familiar with because we've seen it via an Amazon or an airline, or when we buy tickets for a concert or something, which says, thank you. Thank you for registering, and a little bit of an intro. Now, at this stage, this is your thank you for registering. Then you might look to further sell something, say, look, following on, this is what we've got in the way of our product, service, and information. Would you like it, yay or nay? Okay, now, this is where it gets interesting with the autoresponder. The ones that go ahead and buy after these 3 emails get put into this campaign. Thank you for your purchase, and you start deep diving. It's a whole different dialogue and conversation because they have already become customers, right? You've marketed to them, you looked to try and close some form of sale, get them to buy something, and they have now bought, and you have got a campaign going. But this is where it's so significant. The 99%, like I said before, showed an interest, were sent these, but for whatever reason, they're still not convinced, or the time is just not right. So you have your different campaign already set up. And this might be, you recently took the time out to kindly fill out your information. We appreciate now's not the time, but we would like to talk to you about more things here. And what you can do with these emails, you could be sending them off to your social media, to your Facebook page, your YouTube page. You can talk to them when there's something newsworthy about your business, but you are keeping in touch with them. And how long can this list go? This list can go for as long as you want. It's actually my recommendation that after you've created this and you've given it a name, and it's actually been thoughtfully put together, you should then just have a general list which everybody would go into, and you're staying in touch with them about either the things that they showed an initial interest in, or just to say to them at certain times of the year, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Easter. With what's going on right now in the economy, we just wanted to share some information with you. Now, as you can see, this is what becomes very important. The campaigns. You've really got to sit down, take the time to put campaigns together. And what that enables you to then do is when these names come in, you're not sort of frantically trying to nurture this list based on the numbers that are coming in, meaning, you know, you might get 50 people register, and you're sort of saying, oh look, thanks for your inquiry, is there anything we can help you with? Because the minute they say no, this is the whole thing, the minute they say no, not yet, we lose them unless we have something set up already to keep marketing to them. Now, as I said at the very start, if you are a quote-unquote self-employed consultant, you know, a one-man or one-woman band in the way that you are the business, I mean, this is just the most important thing you could ever set up. Because then on your travels, when you're speaking to people, when you're giving your free consultation, when you've put a quote together and a proposal and the time just hasn't been right, you still have a way of maintaining contact. And particularly if every once in a while you've preset some emails, But if every once in a while you actually email them a real-time broadcast, meaning something relative to what's going on in the here and now, and you can put perspective on that, it's so powerful. Conversely, if you're a sales and marketing manager or sales and marketing executive, business development, you have been empowered to deliver sales, and you don't have something like this, you need to go to the powers that be and have something like this put in place. It takes work, but it is highly, I mean, some of them just you can get for nothing. You can literally get up to about 2,500 names in there and you won't pay. When you go over there, then you pay a nominal amount. I mean, some of them you're looking at 19, 20 US dollars, 10, 12, 15 pounds a month for having all these names in there. And you can set up so many campaigns, because if you really want to deep dive with it, all of a sudden now, let's say you have 3 or 4 products. This is when you set up 3 or 4 web forms and 3 or 4 campaigns. And you'll be in your car driving, you'll be on holiday somewhere, you'll be chilling out, watching a ball game or something, and people will be receiving your emails. And we all run into that whole thing of saying, oh, well, I don't want to bombard them, But that's the next important point. This is why I said you need to take time to actually put these things together. Don't email tut. Just make sure that this is real, valid, and important content relative to what they were looking for. And I've heard this said a few times before, and I think it's very challenging, but I think it has its merits. You've almost got to make sure that what you're putting in those emails is stuff that they wouldn't even dream of thinking about or knowing, and you're still cementing your place as a trusted advisor. And then the final point that I want to sort of reach out to in this, if you are a business owner, if this is your gig, and you have people coming to you to say, oh look, we need to set something like this, and you're not able to empower them to do something like that, shame on you. And the reason I say this is that I have worked with a number of clients who have been just so blasé about this. And at the end of the month, when the stats aren't good or so on and so forth, it's sort of, well look, your marketing's not doing any good. And yet they haven't been willing to set up an autoresponder email. So I don't mean to sort of adopt this take a long hard look at yourself thing, but it can be done for very little money. It actually becomes quite addictive in a positive way when you set it up, but it would be so invaluable. Particularly, you will just get one email from somebody who says, because you've got the first name there, you can personalize it, and they say, hey, thanks very much for that email, and we haven't forgotten you, and we're going to call you, or I'm not ready yet, but my best friend's going out, and they're looking for what you've got to offer, so I'll pass it on. It can be so powerful. So please forgive this long, drawn out, sometime intense video, but I just wanted to highlight to you the importance of an autoresponder email. I wanted you to see a diagram of such. I'm going to really deep dive in this with some more structured visuals at a later date. And as always, please post some comments if you've got some questions, comments, observations on it. I'd love to hear from you on it. And more importantly, I'd love to hear of the success stories you're having with your autoresponder email. We'll chat soon.